Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today we're looking at a puzzle called Jousting Hurdles by Ransk, who is a denizen of the Sudoku world. Ransk said that the jousting comes from the fact that there's a knight's move constraint, and I suppose these lances that he sees this as, and his sister Jessica saw it more as a hurdle in the middle of the puzzle. So jousting hurdles it is. Intriguing. We will have a look at that in a moment. I'll go through the rules fully shortly. Today on the channel, Simon has posted his solve of a star battle puzzle with a kind of meta twist that was in the Jane Street newsletter, I think, and then featured in a Numberphile video. So people who follow Numberphile will have seen it mentioned there as a sort of challenge, and Simon's taken on the challenge and had a go. So that's on the channel. On Patreon, you can watch him solving X by Kurt Hugo Schneider, a 6x6 with some remarkable logic. He does seem to be solving a lot of small puzzles later, and that segues very neatly into the Patreon reward coming up on the 1st of October, which is Trick or Treat, a Halloween special by the Skunkworks Collective, full of 6x6 Sudokus. So that is going to be the Patreon reward. Do join us to have a go at that. It's going to be great fun, I believe. Now, what else have we got going on Patreon? Loads of crossword content lately, and more to come. There's all sorts of things going on around the channel, and if you check the links under the video, you can find your way to our apps, which include, of course, an Arrow Sudoku app. Not a line app yet, but soon. And also the links to Sven's Sudoku Pad and our merchandise. But the first link is to this puzzle, Jousting Hurdles by Ransk. Sorry, that was a very strange message. Right, Jousting Hurdles by Ransk. The rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we'll be putting 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The knight's move rule applies. So digits and knights move apart like those two, or rather cells and knights move apart like those two, cannot contain the same digit, which is a very important rule and one I will almost certainly forget shortly. Now, there are also two flavors of lines and some arrows. So along the arrows, the digits along the arrow add up to the number in the circle. On a green line, any two adjacent digits must have a difference of at least 5. That is a German whispers line. And along the purple line, there is a set of consecutive digits. So these might be 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, 5, or 7, 8, 9. But not necessarily in the right order. So that's how it all works. Give it a try. I am just going to plunge in and see what happens. Let's get cracking. And there's very sparse clues in this puzzle. There aren't many given. I mean, if this was an arrow puzzle without any lines in it, that just wouldn't be enough. What I can do is put 6, 7, 8, or 9 in those cells, because any 3 cells that see each other have to add up to at least 6, because they must be at least 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have to look at the hurdle in the middle of this puzzle, the purple and green segment. What's going on with that? Okay, these two. Right, quickly, the 3 things we know about German whisper lines that often matter are 5 can't appear on them because it can't have a necessary neighbour. Therefore, the numbers along a German whisper line alternate between higher than 5 and lower than 5. And 4 and 6 are often difficult because they only have one possible neighbour. They're monogamous. Actually, I think that only matters for this cell in this puzzle, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's not 4, 5, or 6. It's not 1 or 2 either. There we go. 3, 7, 8, or 9. I don't know which. Now, what I was going to talk about, think about, ponder. Ooh, don't forget the knight's move, Mark. No, what I was going to think about is what whether these two have to be the same polarity, i.e. both high or both low. And I was going to say they did, but actually there is a case in which they don't. Because this isn't just a 2-cell line where that would apply. If these digits are both on a green line, so they can't be 5, they must be higher or lower. Well, if this was a 2-cell line, the purple line, they would have to be of the same polarity. But this third cell, though only one more, makes quite a difference, because that could be a 5 joining a high and a low digit. But then there'd have to be 4 and 6, and these would have to be necessarily 1 and 9. And then actually we'd know the order. So maybe we are going to find that one of these lines is a 4, 5, 6 line, and that this is a 1-9 pair. In fact, this is something worth thinking about. The only way these two can have a different polarity makes this a 9 and a 1. And we know the order because of the arrow. That would then be an 8. Now, if these are not different polarities, then they're the same polarity, and they can't be different by more than 3. They could be 6 and 9. Or, well, they couldn't be 1 and 4, but they could be 6 and 9. Why couldn't they be 1 and 4? Because this cell can't be 4. And it's necessarily higher than this because of the arrow. So I think this is 1, 2, 3, or 8, which is an odd combination of digits to find. Ah, got it. Right. These are the same polarity. And I know that because of the whole hurdle structure. That's brilliant. Right. Why can't this be specifically a 6, 4, 5 line, which would allow 1 and 9 here and would seem okay? It's because of what comes onto this. If this is, the green lines must alternate in polarity. So if this went 6, 4 at the start, that's high. This is low, that's high. And if this is low, that's high, this is low. So suddenly you've got a second line trying to connect high and low. And that would be fine, because you could put 5s in both those cells. But you can't. I can actually see a second reason why you can't. But the first reason why you can't. Oh, my second reason didn't work. Yeah, it does. It does. You can't put a 5 in both of those. The second reason is because if you did put a 5 in both of those, that rules out 5 from all these cells and also from these on the Renban, and you can't put a 5 on a green line, and you can't put a 5 there, nowhere in box 2. But the other simpler reason why you can't put 5s in both these places is because if these two were different polarity, making these two different polarity, these would both be 4s. And that's impossible because they're in the same box. So these are of the same polarity. I'm going to call it green because I don't know whether it's high or low. These are different in each case because of the green line connecting that to that. They're different. These are going back to green. Now these cells, I don't know. Now the knight's move. What's that doing? Is it doing something at this point? Maybe at this point, actually, I can identify if these are high or low. And maybe I can't. I can't see how I know. Okay, knight's move. Oh, yeah, where does this go in the middle box? Because it can't go in any of those cells. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, this is... Those could be repeats. These could be repeats. I'm getting confused. I'm going to do I'm going to do some lettering. I'm going to call this A. Where is A in box 5, people? Now, by Sudoku, it's not there. By knight's move, it's not there or there. By Renban, it's not there, because you can't have a repeat digit in a consecutive series. By German whispers, it's not here, because it's next to it on the whisper. And that's ruled out all of these. Now this, I think, could be A, and this could definitely be A. So one of those is A. Now I'm going to call this B, but I'm also going to bear in mind that B could be the same as A, because nothing on the whisper rules that out. As long as we can find somewhere for both A and B together in the central box, that's possible. Now what happens? B can't be there by Sudoku, there by Knight's Move, there by Renban, there by Whisper Rules. So B is in one of these two cells. Okay, I'm calling this one C. Where does C go in the central box? It must be the same sort of pattern. It can't go in those. Oh, but we don't know the colour. Well, okay, we half know the colour. C could be 5, but actually it couldn't be. Because where would that 5 go in the central box? It can't go in those highlighted cells, and 5 can never go on a green line or in this circle. So C can't be 5, it can't be purple because there's no bridge between green and purple on the line. So it is green. That's probably true about this cell, which is obviously D as well. This line could now read bad, which is a bad omen. Yeah, it is true. That line also can't go in any of those or in a green cell, and that can't be 5. Right. So now C in this central box can't be there. Oops. Hang on. Could be there. Can't be on its own purple line. Can't be in a purple cell. So C is in one of these two along with A. Now that doesn't knock B out because B could still be the same as A. So that is an AC pair, but maybe they share a B, if you see what I mean. Now D can't be in either of those, can't be on its own Renban, can't be on a purple cell. Oh, so this is of course, this is a BD pair. And and this is an AC pair. So you can't put both A and C in here, and they're different. And that means this is either A or C, and both of those are high. So this is high and green is high. Excellent. Okay, that has taken me. That's probably very easy to see in some way, but it wasn't for me. So blue is low, orange is high, and now we still don't know. This is an AC pair. This is a BD pair. And I have to still remember that both A could be the same as B and C could be the same as D. Now, actually, we can't... Yeah, I don't know. We know they're high, though. Look, this is low. I pencil marked it as 3, 7, 8, or 9. So that is 3. So this pair adds up to 3 and is 1 and 2. And... come on. And what? Oh, yes. And these are 8 and 9. Right, these are on these Renbans, obviously, knowledge bomb. One of them is a 9, so one of these Renbans is 987. And the other one, well, it could be 876 or it could be 987. So there's 2 7s on these Renbans. So there is a repeat digit amongst A, B, C, D. And it is a 7. Oh, and whichever position you put 7 in here, all of those cells see all of these cells. So 7 can't go in any of these cells. And obviously, given the markings, it now must be here. This is a 7. And I was going to say that there's an 8. Oh, we know that that's 8, 9. Right. There's a 6 somewhere in the white area. That's great. There is a 6 somewhere in the white area in the central box. And all of these cells all see all of the white cells in the central box. Therefore, none of them is a 6. Yeah, that works. So weirdly, both of these lines are 7, 8, 9 lines. They have to be. Okay, that's fine. What does that mean about 7s? I have a feeling both of these will be 7s. It's either both of those or both of these. But I don't know which it is. Right, let's do some Sudoku. 1, 2, and 4 here. They're all low. Actually, the colouring probably won't matter anymore, but... Oh, this cell sees all of these 3 by using the knight's move. So it's not 1, 2, 4, it's not 7, 8, or 9, it's not 3, it is 5 or 6. Is that, yeah, this sees all of 7, 8, 9 as well. I mean, oh, well, it sees them in the box. Oh, so does this. Okay, this one also sees the ones here, because it sees that by knight's move, so it sees all of those. So again, that is from 5 or 6. That is a weird 5, 6 pair. And these are from 3, 8, and 9. Now, that can't be 9 on this arrow. It could be 8 if that could be 9. I think the 1s are all right then. Oh, it would break this cell. If you put 8, 9 in there, this has no fill because they both see it by the rules of Sudoku and knight's move. So that is a 3. Aha. This is 8 or 9. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the grid colouring. If I... Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I'm getting rid of the grid colouring. Somehow I introduced an A up there, which I didn't mean to. There we go. Now, I want to colour this 8, 9. Well, I don't even need to colour this 8, 9 pair. I'm going to colour it anyway. Let's have yellow and blue. They both see this cell. One's on its renban and one is in its box. So that can't be 8 or 9. That is a 7. This isn't. I think, oh yeah, this isn't just by Sudoku now. So this is a 7. And these 8 and 9s, they're different flavours. Blue in the same box as yellow, yellow on the same renban as blue, blue on the same renban as yellow. That is blue because we can't stick an 8 or 9 on a 3-cell arrow. Let's keep going with blue. Oh, yes, yes. This blue sees all of those cells. This one sees all of those cells as well. So blue in the top right box is in one of those 2. One of these 2 in column 8. Oh, definitely here in column 5. Bizzo. So, blue is now here or here in row 7. And can't be there because of this. Can't be there on the arrow. There it is. There it is. That's all the blues done when I fix this one. There we go. That is all the blues done. Now, yellow. I bet I can do yellow as well. One of those is a yellow in column 4. This one sees those. Oh, no, this is good because you can't put yellow here. Even if it's an 8, this can't be the blue 9. So yellow's in one of those 2. Got to be here in row 5. That was probably the easier way to go. Now, what's that ruling out? Let's do this box. Can't be there because of this. Can't be there because of those. So it's in the bottom row. Now it's got to be in one of these 3. Can't be there by knight's move. Can't be there. It's there on the circle. And one of those 2, little X-wing of yellows dancing around there. Oh, but that X-wing confines yellow to these 3, and it can't be here. So it's in one of those 2. Okay, yellow is a bit harder to finish. I can't see a reason why it can't be on the Whisper. I thought for a second, oh, Renban, that can't be 8, 9 or 7. We're in business, but it's not Renban, it's a Whisper. I do get overexcited when I make a bit of progress. I know that, but I can't help it. Right, 3 is in one of those cells in column 4. Oh, what about this arrow? This can't be 8 or 9 or 7. It's got to be higher than 3. Oh, it can't be 6 because that would put another 3 on the arrow. So we've got 1 or 2 there. Am I going to be colouring 1s and 2s now? Probably. This sees both flavours of 8 and 9 in its column. So we've got 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4 on this arrow. That can't be 3. This is 8 or 9 on its arrow. 7. Oh, this is a pair of 3 and 7. Oh, that's interesting. That keeps 3 and 7 off the 8 or 9 arrow. Right, if this was an 8, this couldn't be 3, 5 or 1, 7 because of that pair looking at those cells. So it would be 2, 6. If this was a 9, it couldn't be 3, 6 or 2, 7. It couldn't be 8, 1 either. And that's really weird. It's either 2, 6 if that's an 8 arrow or 5, 4 if it's a 9 arrow. That's weird. I don't know. That's just odd marking. Now, that's 8 or 9. We've got a 5, 6 pair in this box. So we're going to get 5, 6 pairs. I don't know what to colour next. Getting colouring fatigue. One of these is a 7. I didn't get much further with 7s. That's really good. This 7 sees those cells. These 7s see those. There's a 7 in the top row in column 3. One of these 2 is a 7. I bet it's in the circle. Actually, I'm going to find out now, because that 7 sees all of these places. That has to be a 7 in the corner. That's, remember, an 8 or a 9. I might as well mark those. And so's that. And now 7 isn't there, so 7 is in the circle. The numbers on the arrow are 1, 2, 4 to add up to 7. Didn't manage to do that. Oh, excuse me a second. Right, sorry about that. I think I was just saying 7 repeatedly when the buzzer went, a bit like Monica from Friends. So 7s. Where's 7 in this box? Not in one of those 2. Oh, we've got 7 in the corner. Did 7 and 3 here. That's good. So 7 is in one of those. And I can't finish them off. Right, but I've got to have, well, in column 1, 3, 5 and 6. That one can't be 3. That 5, 6 pair, they both see this cell. So that's not 5 or 6. And this was a pair of either 2, 6 or 5, 4. Oh, so this becomes a 5 or 6, but I don't know which flavour it is. That's quite annoying. And I don't think I can connect those flavours to these 2. But these 2 do see some cells together. They stop that being a 6. Right, what is the high digit on here? It's either yellow there. It's not blue. It can't be 7. So it's either yellow here, whatever that is, or 6 here. That's a weird choice. Don't know the answer. That's annoying. What else do these 2 see then? They both see that cell as well. Where is that? Okay, I'm slightly against my better judgment. I'm going to colour 5s and 6s because where does purple go in this box? No, much better. Where does orange go? Not in those cells. So orange is in one of these two. Oh, and purple's in one of those two. I don't know. That may not do any good at all. I just need one tiny bit of go forward somewhere. Like that 1-2 pair both sees this cell, which therefore can't be 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. Ah, where's 3 down here in one of those two? That might be more interesting. That means that can't be 3. Because they both see that. Ah, yeah, that's great. And that one sees all of those. So this must be 3. No 3 in the corner. This corner. Anyway, that's a 5-6 pair now, which I can't colour to either of these pairs in the rest of the grid, which is weird. That 3 is giving me a 3-7 pair up here now. Can it possibly be 3 in the circle, requiring a 1-2 here? And I can't quite rule it out. I bet it won't be. But that's betting is not what we do. We do logic here. Come on, Mark. You know that. Right, sorry, there's probably something very, very clear going on. 1, 2, 5, 6. What's this? Well, it could be 5 or 6, infuriatingly. And could 5 or 6 be there? Yes. I don't know. Oh, look, that sees everything on the arrow. So it can't be 1, 2, 4, or 8, 9, or 7, 3. So we've got another 5 or 6 that doesn't connect up with any of the others. I'm feeling very weird about 5s and 6s in this puzzle. Like, I coloured these, and they're not extending to any of the other cells, and none of those interact with each other much. Strange puzzle. That one must be in one of these two places. Oh, come on. Right. Think again. Really don't need much at this point. This digit is not there, so it must be in one of those two. 4 or 5. I don't know. What about this then? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are all impossible. It's definitely low. Want to say it forms a set with those, but it could be the same as the middle one. It can't be 1 or 2 because it sees both of those. So this is 3 or 4. If it was 3, what would happen to 3s? Nothing I can use yet. If it was a 4, that would be a 4. There must be an X-wing between 1s and 2s, or between 1s or 2s, or both. Oh, and this silly thing doesn't... Well, it needs a low digit as well as a high. The high is either 6, 8 or 9. Can the low one be a 1? I think it can, you know. Oh dear. 8, 9, 7, 1 is in one of those cells. Just missing something huge here. What's going on, Ranks? Why are you making me do so much work? 1, 2, 4. This is 5 or 6. None of those can be 5 or 6. This plus pattern seems very, very relevant continually in the puzzle. Maybe I just need to sort out yellows. Why didn't they resolve? I suppose these ones are quite remote, so they're not actually helping much. Okay, if this was 8 or 9, that would have to be low. this would be high. This can't be high. That's interesting. Now that's interesting. This can't be high. Okay, I'll tell you why I find that very interesting. This can't be high because it sees... No, I'm wrong. I thought it saw a 5-6 pair. But I'm wrong. Okay, let's go back to the discovery I had a while ago that either this is 8-9 as the high digit on this line, or this is 6. Now, if this is 6, that becomes a 5. And this is from 1 to 4. I can't see other consequences. If, on the other hand, this is yellow 8 or 9, then this is low and is the 4th low digit in this row. So it's what happens to this maybe. If that's a 6, this is the 4th low digit in the row. It doesn't help. So if that, yeah, I mean... It's unsurprising that with 2 digits to fill in this row, 1 high and 1 low, I can't actually determine which is which. So I shouldn't really have spent time wondering about that. I should just be finding the way to actually progress in the puzzle, which is, if that was 4-5, this would be a 3. Then you'd have 1, 2, 6 left to put in. Right, I can connect this cell with this cell, because that purple can't be in those positions in column 2. It also can't be there, because we're seeing a 5-6 pair up there, so it must be here. That is purple. Now, purple's in one of those two. Orange can't be in any of those, and must now be here. That is helpful. That is something. We can now place 3 in box 7. There's a 3 in one of those cells. One of these two is a 3. What about purple and orange? That obviously can't be either of them. So the other 5 or 6 in box 4 is there. This is 1, 2, or 4. The same as that. We need a new colour. Oh, come on now. One of these two is orange. Now that orange is not there, so it's in one of those 2 spots. Yeah. It doesn't really help, does it? Or does it? Does it mean... I don't know. I can't translate these orange and purples up to the top quite. Either of those knights moves away. Right, there's a 1 in one of these cells. This is a 1, 2, 4 set. From the 1, 2, 4 set is what I mean. This digit is in one of those because it's not red, so it's in one of those along with yellow. Oh, and I was wondering if there being a 2 or a 4 there would resolve this, but it doesn't. It's either a 4 here or a 2 here, because this either needs a 2 there or a 4 here. That's very strange. It's not finished. What's happening? This is 4, 5, or 6. Then up here we have yellow. Yeah, I've said this a number of times probably. We have yellow and, well, not orange or purple. Oh no, it could be orange, but it's not purple. Oh, bother. 5, 6, 7. just want to know if that's a 3 or a 4, and then we'll be finished, I think. No, going to have to do some more clever work. Oh, those should have been flashed because I don't know which one is purple. They do mean that cell can't be purple because they both see it. Orange is in one of those and not on this arrow. 3 is also not on the arrow, but after that I haven't got any further information. My goodness, this has ground to a shuddering halt. Right, let's think again about these two then. Or maybe something else. I don't know. One of these is purple, the other one is from 1, 2, 4. Something blindingly obvious, isn't there? Now, is it that pair? They're either a 1, 2 pair. If that was 3, this is a 1, 2 pair. And then that would be a 4. Then we'd have a 1, 2 double X-wing here. And what would that mean? That would very interestingly mean that this green line couldn't have... Wow, it would mean it would have to have a 3 on it. And it couldn't. Okay, this is quite complicated, and it's probably not necessary, but it's what I'm seeing. This green line no, hang on, start here. If this is a 3, you've got a 1, 2 pair there. This being a 3 prevents there being a 3 on the green line because it sees both cells. The 1, 2 pair would force that to be a 1, 2, and given that that's a 1, 2, that's used up all the 1s and 2s. The only high digit available here would be 4, 9. Or would be the only low digit available would be a 4. It would have to go with a 9, which would be yellow. So you'd get 4 and 9. And that's all dependent on this being a 3. And that's interesting, but possibly not actually conclusive. 9 would be yellow, 8 would be blue. Oh, I thought we were there, and I'm not there at all. Don't even know where there is. Haven't got a map. Right. There can't be much more to this. It is going to be about this green line, actually, because it's the last thing left that I don't really know anything about. Now, we've worked out 3 wasn't on it if that was a 3. If 3 is on it, it can't be here, obviously. It would have to be here. Oh, that's interesting. If 1 or 2 are on it, they form an X-wing, and then we have to have a 4 in one of these cells. Okay, let's actually actively think about this being a 7. Then there's a 3 in its box. So this would be 1, 6 or 2, 5. It would definitely use purple. If this is a 7, this is purple plus 1 or 2. Purple forms a 4, 5, 6 triple with those, and that's also a 1 or a 2. Can't see what that does. Gosh, I'm really missing something significant. Right, what about this pair? This is either a 1-4 pair or a 2-5 pair. If it's 2-5, that's a 1-4 pair. But if it's 1-4, that's a 1-4 pair. So there's a 1-4 pair in one column in this box. Which column is it? maybe it doesn't matter. Something must matter. I don't know what. This is a weird cell. We got that was 3 or 4. What's this? This is from 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I not narrow it down any further? I don't think I can, you know. That's very, very irritating. My goodness, what's going on? 7, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That can't be 5 or 6 or 8 or 9. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 7. But I feel like it's probably not 1, 2 or 4, but that is pathetic. I'm not using that. Okay, red. Red. Where do you go, red? In row 4. One of those positions. Oh, no, better. In box 5, that red sees that cell and doesn't share any digits with that cell. So red must be in one of those two. Now red is on this line. Interesting. I mean, it's a finding. It's not a very clarifying one. Yes, here's something. Red can't be a 4. Red can't be a 4 because if you put a 4 in that pair of cells, it would need a 3 to go with to make 7 and break that. So, red is not a 4. Red is 1 or 2. Along with, I didn't establish the other 1 or 2. Well, does that make this definitely red? No, because I don't see why that couldn't be red 1, 2. This could be a pair. 4 is definitely in one of these cells now. And no, I was going to say one of these. That's not true. If that's a 2, this is 3 or 4. Bother. I keep making tiny advances when I want something bigger. I know I'm greedy. Come on, red. What are you doing? Red can't be in those cells. So in row 7, I seem to have all of those available for red. In box 7, it must be one of those two. Oh, that is not red, of course. This is the other flavour of 1 or 2. Aha! I haven't coloured the other flavour of 1 or 2. It's green. So that's red. And now this can't be red. And that definitely is red. Now, red has to be here in row 2. And not here. And has to be here in row 5. And then it's in one of these 3 positions. And I'm not going to speculate about which, but this is 1 or 2. So, is this green? Now, what does green do? Green sees... Green is in one of those 2. And one of those 2. And this green sees that cell. So green's up there in one of those 2, which both see... We know it can't be there. Come on, green. Do it. Do something for me. Be useful. None of those are green. Green is not being helpful. Honestly, everybody voting for a green future, be aware, green can be a tricky little beast. Come on, what's going on, red and green? You are conspiring together, trying to help me. That's what I want to believe, but not quite managing it yet. Green in this column could be that cell. Or that cell. That's all that green could be in column 2. If that was green, this would be green. Then one of these would be green, and that's too many candidates to be helpful. Ay, 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 ay. It's so close to being finished. I mean, I've done all the ren, but oh, you know, it's still this pair, isn't it? Right. So this is associated with red. If red is lower than green, then this is 4. This cell has to be in one of these two, but I don't think it can be here. No, it can be here. I kind of want to say it can't be there. Oh, I don't know. I'm sort of working on the fact that these can't both be 5s. Doesn't that tell me something? It tells me this isn't a 1-6 pair. Because then we'd be left with no, I could be wrong about that. I thought it told me that. "45 minutes. I can't believe this. This is shocking. What is going on with red, or, well, with one of these colours? And maybe this isn't even a colouring puzzle. I mean, that is or maybe there's some just huge, obvious knight's move sitting there going, why can't you see me? One of these is red. Maybe I can colour this whole of box 9 until there's just nothing left. One of those two is orange. Oh, none of those are orange. No, that's not necessarily true. That's not definitely orange. Oh. This is 1, 2, 5, or 6 to make up its arrow. So one of these two is a 4. Now, what does that mean? One of those two is a 4. Now, there is no cell in that matters that they both see, but if this one is a 4, that has to be a 4. And then 4's in one of those two cells. If this is a 4, that is not a 4 by knight's move. 4 also has to be in one of the... No. Then 4 is kept out of that. I do not know. I mean, I'm not on the verge of giving up. I'm definitely going to solve this. And it's going to be very clever when it reveals itself to me. But I don't know what I'm meant to be achieving now. Purple 5 and 6. The rest of the 5s and 6s I've got labelled just don't seem to be doing anything. Could that be purple 5 or 6? Then that would be orange 5 or 6. That's quite interesting because that would force this to be a 1-2 pair. Then we'd know 3 was in the circle. This is all based on this being a purple 5, 6. We get 3 in the circle. That has to be purple 5 or 6, which is clearly a 5. So then we'd get purple here. So if this is purple, we've now got purples in these positions. Purple in one of those two. We know purple's in one of those. Can't be up the middle. Oh, purple would be 5. Oh, look at that. Right. What I'm sort of thinking about now is this being 5-2, which is clearly possible, but only if this I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to compare 5-2-7 on that arrow to 5-3-2 on this arrow, seeing if one of them works and the other doesn't, or if one of them's necessary based on the other. So what it started with is if that's purple, then this is purple, and purple is 5. Then this is not purple, obviously. But this is 2. Okay, so if this is purple, that's purple. Red is 2, so that becomes a 2. And now this has to be a 1-2 pair on the arrow. And that would be where 7 goes. If this is purple, that's 7. Otherwise, this is purple. I don't know what that means. I really don't. None of these can be 1 or 2, including that one. So, I can't even remember now. I said this was either yellow and low there. Didn't I say that if it was 1-6, it had to be, yeah, this can't be 6. I think I'm about, yes, okay, there we go. Right, it's all about this green line. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, boom. Thank goodness. Okay, this cannot have blue on it. So the only high digit out of yellow and blue it can have is yellow, which would be there. If it's high digit, well, it can't have a 7 on it. So the only other high digit other than yellow there is a 6, and it can't have a 6 in this position because of those looking at that position together. That's a 5-6 pair. So 6 would have to be here, but that's not possible because it would put 1 here, and this cell sees both flavours of 1-2, green, red. Therefore, this is yellow. My goodness, 8 or 9. Let's do that. That may not tidy up all the remaining yellows, but it gets this one. And this is not a 3. I'm desperate to say it's not. Well, it's 1, 2, or 4 because it's not a 3. That gives me a 1, 2, 4 triple, and this is now high. It's 5 or 6. And it can't be, or it is 5 or 6, that's important. It's not 8 or 9, it's not 3 or 7, and it's not 1, 2, or 4. Yes, so now we've got our 5-6 pair. We know the colours because of this. Ah, we're away. We are away. This is going to do it. This is going to do it, guys. Wow, that's complicated and colourful and interesting and insightful. But it's extraordinary. Green there, that has to be green. So that is 5 or 6. This is a 7 now. That's a 3. It was an actual number that I put in the puzzle. Just want to alert you. We get a 3 there. Get rid of these markings. Okay, we get a 3 here as well. And here. And that's all the 3s done. They're all done. How's the 7s going? All done. Okay. Blues and yellows. I've still got this foolish X-wing of yellows. Indeed, I've got this one to go, so I don't know much about yellows. But I've done 3s and 7s. Now, this pair, red is there and it's there. So if red was 1, that's a 4 and that's a 6. Yes, this cannot be 2, 5. Sorry, this cannot be 2, 5. Well, that would be green, wouldn't it? And it's not green. Green is there. That's lovely. So this is 6, 1. And we now know the colour of red is 1. Colour of green, I don't know why that got left as... Oh, did I was using purple and... Whoa! I think I'm okay, because when I suddenly switched colours, I'm going to go back because I don't want to get this wrong. I made this a 5 or a 6 and I said it's green, but green was a 1-2 colour, as you noticed and told me, but I wasn't listening. This is purple, and that's green now. Actually, this might be even more helpful. This is still orange. That deduction is right. This is a 4 and has no colour. This is now a 4, actually, just by Sudoku. Oh, that's a much easier way to go. Sorry. Right, that's a 1. But it was a very nice deduction about this, and I think it still holds. Anyway, that is a 1. This is... I don't know. Let's do this carefully and slowly with using the correct colours this time. That's purple. Orange is in one of those two, along with yellow. I'm apologetic about what I just did with the wrong colours for the wrong characters, but that is purple. There we go. That is a 6. So now purple is 6, which I was calling it green a moment ago. It doesn't really change the facts. We've got 5 there, 7 in the circle, 3 outside it. That 7 does do these remaining 7s. The 3 does the remaining 3s. We can kill off those pencil marks. As before, that is a 3. All the 3s are done. All the 7s are done. That's where we want to be. Okay, this is not a 3. Or a 1, actually. So there's a 2-4 pair. We know that red is 1. I was trying to fill those in earlier. Now I can do the 2 and 4 here. I could even colour them up. 4 gets no colour. And this is a 2, which is green apparently now. And that 2 doesn't tell me the German whisper on the other side, but this is 4 and 5. Can't see how to do them. This is 1 because of colour. This is 6 because of Sudoku. This is 2. Here we are. We're going to finish now. And we're going to be very happy when we do. But actually, I still have to break up blue and yellow. I mean, I'll do it in a second. From here, there we go. 6 plus 2 equals 8, and yellow is 8. And the other high colour is blue, which is 9. There we go. That's got a lot of the grid filled in. Now, there's a... thought there was a 7-8 pair. There's a 2-8 pair up here. I can do those. That's a 4. Let's not worry about those colours, or indeed any of these. We're not going to need them anymore. We can just do digits. 5, 6, 5, 8. 4, 5, 8 here. I don't know. 4 by Knight's Move sees that. Then this can't be 1, 2, 4 like that. Is there another Knight's Move? No. 3, 4, 5. No. 4, 8, 5 here. This one can't be 8. Okay, what's this? 2 or 4. And they both, 2 and 4 there. They see both that cell, but more importantly, they both see that cell, which becomes a 1. And that's going to finish us off completely. 6 and 4 here by Sudoku. Oh, still got the colours going there. 1, 8, 5 down here. Well, I can do the 1. Oops. 1. I've got a 5, 8 pair. This has become a 5. That's an 8. That's a 4. 5 and 4. And we finished with an 8 in the corner, and that took me far longer than it needed to. Ranks told me it's not too hard. Ha! Not the way I do it, Ranks. It's very good. It's very clever. I'm sure it's easier than I made it, and that's been a bit of a theme lately. Maybe I will get better before the World Sudoku Championship comes in about a month's time. Or a bit less, and maybe I won't. But anyway, there we go. That's Jousting Hurdles by Ranks. Very clever puzzle. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again tomorrow. Bye for now.